Now at 8:30, leaders across Europe are searching for suspects after the Paris terrorist attacks. What we've learned overnight.
And state police say a 7-year-old girl was killed after she went missing last night.
And how a new program starting tomorrow could save Lexington drivers a lot of money, plus provide a great service to those in need.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Chamberlain. Thanks so much for joining us.
And I'm Sean Moody. Good Sunday morning to you. Hope it's starting off so far pretty good. A little bit chilly.
Yeah, but I'll make you do this again because at the top of the hour, we had a little coffee
I don't want to
from our
spill.
mug.
Yeah. Cheers.
And
Get
if
some
you
warm
watch
coffee
us,
in you.
we never put anything in our mugs,
Yeah.
so this is new for us.
Well, let's check in with Mike Linden right now and see if you're going to need that warm coffee all day long. He's in the First Alert Weather Center and still a little bit of a need for it there.
Most definitely, Sean. In southern Kentucky, temperatures starting out sub-freezing once again, let alone 32 and 30 degrees. Still looking at some chilly temperatures in central Kentucky as well. Madison County, Montgomery County, Breathitt, Fayette County, all around 37 degrees. That is still quite chilly, no matter how you slice it. We're seeing some cloud cover working its way back into the region today as well. Nothing that's going to negatively impact our day. In fact, it should help us keep some warmth heading into early tomorrow morning. But into the work week ahead of us, active weather returns in a big way. But coming up in about 10 minutes, I'll show you what the rest of Sunday holds before things get a little wet, windy, and stormy heading into the next few days. Sean and Michelle.
Thank you, Mike. And while the world mourns the loss of more than 120 people killed Friday night in a series of terrorist attacks in Paris, France, world leaders and authorities in Europe are tracking down those connected to the suspects. Terrorists armed with assault rifles and suicide vests carried out attacks at 6 different locations across Paris Friday night. ISIS has claimed responsibility.
French President Francois Hollande promised a merciless response, calling the attacks an act of war. Investigators are scrambling to track down possible accomplices, and not just in France. There have been raids and arrests in Belgium connected with the attacks. Investigators say a car rented in Brussels was found near one of the attack sites. Meanwhile, 1,500 French troops have been deployed across France in an effort to prevent any future attacks. A Lexington native who was in Paris on Friday night on business is talking about the attacks. Samantha Johnson was there for a work-related trip. She said she was staying near one of the shooting scenes. Johnson told us she didn't realize the magnitude of what was happening until she started getting all kinds of phone calls and texts from people back here in the United States.
We didn't really believe it at first because no one was reacting any kind of way. It wasn't until we started to look it up for ourselves that we, got a little bit fearful. We started to receive text messages from our work group saying, those who were still on site, don't move. Wherever you are, please stay there. Do not leave. But then we started to hear about explosions and people dying.
Certainly terrifying. Johnson was having dinner with friends at a hotel when those attacks started. The Paris attacks were one of the biggest topics in last night's Democratic presidential primary debate as well. CBS's Marley Hall has more from Des Moines, Iowa.
The second Democratic presidential debate started in silence as the candidates recognized those killed in the terrorist attacks in Paris. And the first questions focused on national security and ISIS, which has claimed responsibility.
We have to look at ISIS as the leading threat of an international terror network.
Hillary Clinton leads in the polls, and her 2 opponents worked to slow down the frontrunner. Senator Bernie Sanders tried to connect Clinton's vote as senator to approve the 2003 invasion of Iraq with the rise of ISIS.
The disastrous invasion of Iraq, something that I strongly opposed, has unraveled the region completely.
Iowa is an early caucus state. In less than 3 months, people here will pick the Democrat they believe should become the nominee for president.
All the candidates have campaigned on improving the middle class, but former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley questioned Clinton's ties to Wall Street.
And Secretary Clinton, when you put out your proposal on Wall Street, it was greeted by many as quote-unquote weak tea.
Sanders attacked Clinton on campaign dollars she received from big business.
Well, why do they make millions of dollars of campaign contributions? They expect to get something.
He has basically used his answer to impugn my integrity.
One thing the candidates could all agree on is increasing the minimum wage. Marley Hall, CBS News, Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, all three talked about raising the minimum wage. O'Malley and Sanders were pushing a $15 minimum wage. Clinton believed it should be $12. For the latest on the debates and what the candidates have to say about the attacks there in Paris, just visit our website, WKYT.com. We are tracking a developing story out of western Kentucky this morning, and it's a tough one.
It is tough. Our sister station in Bowling Green reports a 7-year-old girl was killed last night. There are still a lot of questions about what happened. Police are investigating her death as a homicide. WKYT's Mark Barber is in our live desk with more. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Michelle. The little girl was reported missing at a high school football game around 7 last night. State police say that they found her body about an hour later in a creek behind the school. Investigators think 7-year-old Gabby Doolin was killed. They don't know who killed her, but troopers say they are hoping to have a suspect description by noon. State police tell us that the girl was with her mother at a football game at Scottsville High School there in Allen County when she disappeared. Troopers say after her mother told them that she was missing, a tip led them to a wooded area near the ball fields behind the high school. Little Gabby was found dead in a creek there.
Her body's been taken to Louisville. The medical examiner's office there in Louisville in the morning will be, or today, will be doing a examination to determine the manner and the cause of the death.
Now, the heavy emotion from this case is certainly something that is weighing on state police this morning. They are saying that the 7-year-old's death has changed Allen County forever. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Awful situation there. Thank you, Mark. A Laurel County woman is dead after being caught in a fire. The Knox County Sheriff's Office says 38-year-old Quincy McQuarrie was lighting hay on fire at her home in London. Deputies said that she poured several gallons of gas on that hay, which caused it to flash and caught her on fire. She died at UK Hospital.
The outpouring of support for law enforcement continues in the aftermath of Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis's death. People at the SEC pub in Lexington showed their appreciation last night for police and other first responders. Those that came out say they want to remind police and other responders that they aren't taken for granted.
It's a time of giving, but it's always a time of giving in the public service industry. It never stops.
People there raised money for the Law Enforcement Memorial Fund. Starting tomorrow, if you have a parking ticket, the City of Lexington now has a way you can pay it off and help with a good cause. The Lexington Parking Authority is starting their Food for Fines drive on Monday. Customers who bring in cans of food will get $15 off any parking citation issued by LexPark or the Lexington Police Department. Anyone with multiple citations can bring in 10 cans of food per citation to get the discount. All the donations will go to God's Pantry Food Bank. The drive goes until December 18th.
Good way to turn a parking ticket into something nice.
Yeah, good cause. Your time is 8:40 coming up on WKYT this morning.
This is a scary thought for anyone getting married. A woman accidentally flushes her ring down the toilet. Did she get it back? We'll let you know in just a minute.
Things are looking pretty good for your sunny Sunday, but once we get into the work week ahead of us, things aren't going to look as calm as they do now. I'll take you through the work week ahead coming up.